Good morning friends. We are in the module number 5 in the last topic, and in this session we are going to discuss about the fullerenes, graphenes and carbon nanotubes. Okay, fullerene is a pure carbon molecules which is composed of at least minimum of 60 carbon atoms, which may be arranged in the form of either 12 pentagons or in the form of 20 hexagons. The first fullerene molecules was named as a Buckminster fullerene. It's as a homage to Buckminster. Coming to the synthesis of the fullerene, fullerene is synthesized by the vaporization of the graphite at high temperatures like at 4000 degrees centigrades and condensing the vapor in an inert gas atmosphere like in presence of helium gas atmosphere. And here a mixture of various fullerenes is obtained by condensing and by evaporation. Okay, the main product formed here is fullerene C60 molecule. It is extracted and crystallized by using a solvent like benzene. Okay, so it's very simple. When graphite is heated at a high temperature of around 4000 degrees centigrades, fullerene will be obtained, that is in presence of an inert gas atmospheres. Okay, and then it will be extracted and crystallized by using a solvent like benzene. Okay, the structure of the fullerene will be like this. Coming to the properties of the fullerenes. Fullerene is tough and it has very high impact resistance, and this C60 molecule of the fullerene is black powdery in color. It will be giving a magenta color solution with benzene, and fullerene reacts with the nucleophiles and alkali metals and will be increasing the conductivity. For example, when potassium is doped with fullerene, it will become a superconducting material. And fullerene also shows electrophilic addition reaction and gives Diels-Alder reaction with anthracene and furane. And coming to the application part of the fullerenes, it is used in electrographic imaging, solar cells and non-linear optical thin films, magneto-optical recording, etc. It is also used in making carbon films, tunnel diodes, photolithography and double layer capacitor and storage devices. It's widely used in conversion of diamond, and it is used in the separation of chromatographic materials and used as an adsorbent of gases. It is used in a sensors, okay, like in gas sensors, temperature sensors and particle sensors, and in the detection of the organic vapors. It is used as lubricants, adhesive, charge transfer complexes. It is used in cosmetics, catalysts, and C60 incorporated with alkali metals will become a medium for hydrogen storage. It can also be used in secondary batteries and non-aqueous batteries. It can be used, and it is also can be used in a fuel cells as electrodes. And when it is doped with the alkali metals, they will also become a very good superconductors. Next topic is CNTs. Carbon nanotubes are allotropes of carbon. It can be imagined as cylinders formed by rolling graphite sheet structures. And these nanotubes are related to fullerenes and is regarded as another allotrope of carbon. Carbon nanotubes are among the most exciting topic in nanomaterials. And these rod-shaped carbon molecules are having a diameter of nanometer and length in varies from micrometers. And although they are hollow in nature, their densely packed structure makes them incredibly strong. Okay, and they can be grown into fibers of virtually any length. Okay, and these nanotubes will be typically longer than a micrometer, and diameter will be ranging from up to 1 to 20 nanometers. And this carbon nanotubes, no, there are of two types. See the diagram. Okay, they will be executing in three different forms. Okay, mainly there are of two types of carbon nanotubes. First one is single walled nanotubes and the other one is a multi-walled nanotubes. Okay, and once again there are three types of single walled nanotubes. They will be executing in a three different forms: zigzag, armchair and chiral forms, right? And the multi-walled nanotubes, no, it can be considered as a collection of concentric single walled nanotubes with different diameters. And you know, here the armchair shows metallic conductivity and the other two types, no, zigzag and chiral types, will be acting as a semiconductor. The different type of zigzag form, armchair form and chiral form. Armchair is very good metallic conductor and the other two are acts as a semiconductors. See the different forms of carbon nanotubes. You can just think as a graphite layer. When it is folded in a single wall, it will become a single walled carbon nanotube. If two layers are folded, it will be like a double walled carbon nanotube, like that we can imagine here. Coming to the properties of the CNTs, they will be having a mechanical properties, like they will be highly elastic in nature. And you know, the Young's modulus for this CNT is about 1800 GPa, whereas for steel it is 210 GPa. Okay, you can just assume it will be many times stronger than the steel. Okay, and steel cannot be bent easily, right? But this CNT can be bent without breaking. And coming to the electrical properties, it will behave as a semiconductor and doping changes the resistivity characters. Coming to the thermal properties, CNTs are very good conductors of heat. Their thermal conductivity is more than that of the diamond. And coming to the physical property, they are having very high strength to weight ratio and they are having very low densities. And so that they can be used as a, you know, they are having wide range of applications like polymers. And coming to the chemical properties, chemically they are more inert compared to other forms of carbon. And coming to the applications of the CNTs, CNTs can be used as a hydrogen storage materials. Okay, similar application like fullerenes. Okay, it will be holding around 7.7% of hydrogen by weight. Okay, CNTs can also be used in lithium batteries, and in a lithium can be intercalated in CNT for battery applications. You know, in lithium ion batteries we generally use graphites, right? Because graphite is having a intercalation structure. Okay, in place of graphite we can use this carbon nanotubes in a lithium ion batteries. And because of their high stiffness, no, CNTs can also be used as a reinforcement in high strength and low weight composites. And even the CNTs can be used for drug delivery within the body by placing the drugs in the tubes. And even they are used in a scanning probe microscope. Okay. Next, coming to the next topic, last topic, graphenes. A single layer graphite is called as a graphene. If 2 or 3 layers are there, no, it will be generally called as bilayer and tri-layered graphene. More than 5 layer and up to 10 layer of the graphene is generally called as a few layered graphene, and 20 to 30 layer graphene is referred to as multi-layered graphene. And even graphene is one of the allotrope of carbon. Its structure is one atom thick planar sheets and is sp2 bonded carbon atoms that are packed closely in a honeycomb like structure, and it's a basic building block for graphitic materials. It can be wrapped into a 0-dimensional fullerene, and it can be rolled into a 1-dimensional carbon nanotube. See here. Coming to the properties of the graphenes, it is having a high electrical conductivity and will be having a high thermal stability, which is unbreakable to some extent. Electron mobility is high at room temperature and it is light in weight. Coming to the application part of this graphenes, it is used as a sensor, gas sensor, and it is used in transistors as a component of integrated circuits, in making transparent conducting electrodes, in conducting plates or ultracapacitors. It is also used in solar cells, batteries, and in gas storage. Okay, you can remember the common application for all these three, fullerene, CNTs, and graphenes as a gas storage it is used in. So it can be used in fuel cells like hydrogen oxygen fuel cells, and it can be used in batteries, secondary batteries. All the three can be used in a solar cells. Okay, and they can also be used as a gas detection. It is used in and it is also used in conductive plates. These are the common applications of all the three, fullerenes, CNTs, and graphenes. So this is the end of the nanotechnology chapter. We will be meeting with the new topic in the next session. Until then, thank you.